Welcome back to another explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today. Our goal for this session is super focused. We're going to master some really key Aralin Palniponon concepts about the family's role in society. But more importantly, we're going to actively decode the essential Tagalog vocabulary you'll need to absolutely crush your exams. So if you don't speak Tagalog fluently, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to map these concepts together step by step so you can walk into your test with total confidence. All right, let's dive right into this.
So, our core topic today is ang papel ng pamilya sa lipunan at politika, which translates to the role of the family in society and politics. You see, the family isn't just a private unit. It's really the foundational blueprint of our civic duties. The whole shebang starts right here.
Here is our keyword blueprint for today. First, society's foundation, the family. 2, the two main duties. 3, fulfilling social responsibilities. 4, environmental and political roles. 5, the family's 7 rights. And we'll wrap up with 6, our Tagalog test decoder checkpoint.
Okay, Section 1, Society's Foundation, the family. There's this famous phrase, tayo ay hindi nilalang upang mag-isa. It literally reminds us that we are not created to be alone. Think of our civic duty as expanding outward in concentric circles. We start right in the center with pamilya, the family. And as we grow, we expand into the pamayanan, our community. Finally, we reach that outer ring, lipunan, which is society. The crucial takeaway here is that as citizens, we are all active partners in building a peaceful society from the inside out.
Moving on to Section 2, the two main duties.
In Araling Panlipunan, a massive keyword you're going to see all the time is tungkulin. Tungkulin means duties. This maps directly to the dalawang pangunahing tungkulin, or two main duties, which you can think of as two strong pillars holding up society. The first pillar is papel na panlipunan, the social role. This involves caring for the environment and connecting with others. The second is papel pangpolitikal, the political role, stuff like voting and guarding good governance. Seriously, lock these two terms in your memory right now. They are highly testable.
Section 3, Fulfilling Social Responsibilities. So the foundation of the social role is pagmamahalan at pagbibigayan, love and giving. But this requires a direct flow. Inside the home, or sa loob ng tahan, there has to be unconditional giving paired with respect for human dignity. Once you establish that there, it naturally flows outward into the community, or sa pamayanan. Practicing this at home makes it incredibly easy to spread harmonious connections to the rest of the world.
Now, let's pause for a second to define a word you absolutely must know for your test. Bayanihan. This is the traditional Filipino spirit of civic unity and cooperation. It's true, selfless heroism, especially during a crisis, where people help each other without expecting a single thing in return. When you see a test question asking about helping others selflessly, you are looking for the word bayanihan.
Now, there is a really stark contrast between true heroism and its opposite. Tunay na bayanihan. True heroism is seen when people step up to help others during a crisis, like a massive flood, without expecting anything back. But on the flip side, we have to guard against the padrino system and dynasties. This is nepotism, plain and simple. It uses debts of gratitude for personal or political favors.
Let's really cement this contrast because test makers love it. When your exam asks about the corruption of social duties, you need to identify the padrino system, using favors for selfish gain, which ultimately destroys society. Conversely, tuna na bayanihan is the exact opposite. It's selfless civic duty. Keep these two concepts perfectly separated in your mind.
Another vital component of the social role is tiyaga, which maps to perseverance. Think of a bridge weathering a heavy storm. Relationships are always going to be tested by problems, right? Well, tiyaga acts like the steel cables of that bridge. It prevents relationships and families from breaking apart due to anger or pride. A family that stays strong through tiyaga builds a remarkably resilient society. Finally, for the social role, we have pagalang sa ginaukulan, respect for authority. This respect builds up kind of like a pyramid. The very foundation is basic respect, which in Tagalog includes saying po and opo to your elders. As you move up the pyramid, it evolves into following the rules at home and at school. But the absolute peak of the pyramid, the highest form of respect, is obeying the laws that benefit the welfare of everyone.
Section 4, Environmental and Political Roles.
This brings us to papel sa kapaligiran, the environmental role. Look, we face the massive challenge of climate change destroying nature, but it's our duty to ensure a thriving ecosystem.
The core takeaway here, and a major test keyword, is tagapangalaga. We were created to be stewards, or tagapangalaga, of creation. So when you see a question about the family's duty to nature, you're scanning the choices for that exact word, tagapangalaga.
And being a steward requires actual action. The source outlines these mga hakbang para sa kalikasan, steps for the environment. Let's quickly review them. You need to recycle and segregate waste, avoid using open dump sites, plant trees, actively reduce plastic use, save power and water, use solar panels if possible, definitely avoid burning rubber tires, get into home gardening, and join clean and green programs. These aren't just neat ideas, they're actionable, daily habits expected of the family.
Now let's jump over to that second major pillar from earlier, the papo-papolitikal, specifically looking at the youth, or kabataan. The source makes it clear that just listening, it's no longer enough. The youth must use technology and social media, not just to mindlessly scroll, but to critically evaluate political candidates. It's the family's duty to vote wisely and fiercely guard government projects. Technology is quite literally your tool for political vigilance.
Section 5. The Family's 7 Rights. Here we have ang pitong karapatan ng pamilya, the 7 rights of the family. I want you to map the key word karapatan directly to rights. In order to function, society must shield the family by providing beneficial leisure, basic needs to survive, privacy, the right to their own belief and religion, vital protection from drugs and pornography, economic security, and good living conditions. Society essentially owes these karapatans to the family so the family can actually do its job.
And how does a family do that job? The source borrows a really famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi: "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." The accompanying text anchors this beautifully. Even as technology rapidly changes around us, solving deep social issues always starts with your family's active participation. You are the catalyst.
Section 6. The Tagalog Test Decoder Checkpoint. Okay, it's time for the final challenge. Let's put everything we just learned to the test. We're going to simulate an actual Araling Panlipunan quiz right now by decoding Tagalog test prompts using the English parallels we've just mapped out. Get ready.
Let's parse these test prompts together. Question 1 asks, Anong malin gawi? Ano means what, and malin gawi means wrong habit. So what wrong habit destroys heroism? Question 2 asks about our duty to kalikasan, which is nature. Question 3 asks, Paano, how is the highest level of respect shown? And question 4 asks what tool helps the kabatan, the youth. Take a quick second to mentally lock in your answers based on those keywords. All right, let's reveal those answers. For number 1, the wrong habit is B, the padrino system, which totally corrupts society. For number 2, our duty to nature is A, to be a tagapangalaga or steward. For number 3, the highest respect isn't just saying po, it's actually B, pagsunod sa batas, or following laws. And finally, the tool for the youth is A, social media. Just look at that direct mapping. If you can identify the key question words in our core subject terms, you can decode literally any question they throw at you. I really want to congratulate you on mastering both the complex civic concepts and the essential Tagalog terminology today. You are more than ready for your exams. But I want to leave you with one final thought that goes way beyond the test. If your family is truly the foundational blueprint of our entire society, what is one actionable step you can take today to strengthen that foundation? Think about it. Thanks for learning with me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.